Hey there, and welcome to Careers Unchecked, the podcast where we stop checking boxes and start making moves. This is for barrier breakers, career builders, and anyone who's ready to build a career that actually feels like theirs. I'm Brandy Oldham, career coach, interior designer, and year-round iced coffee drinker. Around here, we keep it real. From navigating career pivots to figuring out how to stay balanced when your to-do list feels like it's just never ending. Whether you're chasing that next promotion, thinking about switching things up, or just trying to figure out what's next, you're in the right place. My goal? To help you trust yourself, take action that feels good, and build a career that's sustainable, not stressful. So grab your drink of choice, settle in, and let's get to it. Bring your whole self to work, they said, and then they promoted someone else because apparently your whole self was too much. You're told to be confident, but not too confident. Share your perspective, but don't challenge too directly. Be authentic, but only inside parameters that feel completely inauthentic. It's confusing, it's exhausting, and it's what I call the authenticity puzzle. The authenticity puzzle hits hardest for women, people of color, neurodivergent professionals, and anyone whose natural expression doesn't match old school professional norms. The people most encouraged to be themselves are usually the ones who already fit the mold. Everyone else has to figure out selective authenticity, how to stay true to who they are while still keeping a job, a reputation, and a seat at the table. I remember my own version of this. Early in my career, I worked in corporate HR, polished suits, very serious meetings, you get it. I was passionate, a little fiery, if you haven't figured that out, and deeply values-driven. But whenever I spoke up too directly, I got the feedback that I was being too intense. So I learned to edit myself. I smiled more, softened my tone, polished the edges of my ideas until they sounded safe. It kept me accepted, but it also kept me very small. It took me years to realize that authenticity isn't about full transparency, it's about alignment. Letting your words and actions reflect your values, even inside imperfect systems. Authenticity at work doesn't mean saying everything you think or showing every single part of your personality. It means finding ways to honor your values, express your strengths, and maintain integrity while operating effectively in your environment. You can adapt without abandoning yourself. And a special note for my neurodivergent people listening, your differences, pattern recognition, creative problem solving, hyperfocus, direct communication, these are strengths, but masking and exhaustion are real. The goal is not to hide who you are. It's to find settings that will let your brain thrive. That might look like requesting accommodations, seeking roles that match your natural work rhythm, or being intentional about when and how you share your perspective. Your traits can absolutely be career assets when they're positioned thoughtfully, and when you give yourself permission to rest from performing all the time. So here's how to think about it as a whole. We are all wearing different hats in different spaces. I am not the same person in my doctor's office with my son as I am leading a client session or recording this podcast. Underneath all of those contexts, the core stays the same. My values, my humor, my empathy, my little bit of tough love, my belief in growth, all of those things are the foundation of authenticity, keeping my core intact while adjusting my expression to the environment that I'm in. But what does this actually look like in practice? Authenticity means discernment. You can be real and strategic. You can choose what to share, when, and with whom. I often tell my clients, professional communication is another language you can learn, and you can speak it fluently without losing your accent. So if you're in a season where being yourself feels really risky, I want you to start with micro actions. Sprinkle in a small piece of who you are, a perspective, a joke, a story, and notice how it lands. If it's received well, you can share a little more next time. And if it's not, let's recalibrate. It's not about being fake, it's about being emotionally intelligent. Small steps will build confidence toward those authentic connections. And those authentic connections, they're the ones that sustain you when workplace dynamics get hard. Even in structured environments or guarded environments, you can find pockets of real connection, people who are going to see you, value you, and remind you of who you are. Those are the relationships to nurture. They're the people who are going to encourage you to speak up, hold on to your perspective when self-doubt creeps in. You aren't going to be able to bring your whole self everywhere, but you can bring a piece of it almost anywhere. And those pieces, they add up. So let's get practical about this. This week, identify one area where you feel like maybe you're performing at work. Ask yourself, am I compromising my values or am I just adapting my communication style? And then this month, I want you to find one person who might appreciate a more authentic connection. Test what it feels like to share a genuine thought or perspective and see how it feels. And then next quarter, evaluate your environment. Does it allow authentic success, or are you constantly editing yourself to belong? If it's the latter, you need to start exploring roles or teams where alignment comes naturally. Authenticity at work means honoring who you are while still being effective at what you do. Your core identity, your values, your perspective, your unique way of thinking, it's non-negotiable. How you express it, though, can flex. And that's not selling out, that's being strategic. Not every culture is going to fit you, and that's okay. Your job is not to conform yourself into every space. It's to find the ones that make room for your voice. Your authentic self deserves space at work. You just need to be intentional about creating it. And gentle with yourself while you figure it out, because it is a long process. You are going to make a few mistakes along the way. That's how you learn who you are professionally. I am so excited for you to explore what authenticity might look like for you this week, this month. And if you're ready to dig in deeper on what that actually means and how you can build a career that fits you instead of fights with you, you know where to find me. Thanks for joining me today on Careers Unchecked. If you've got a career question or just need someone to bounce an idea off of, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take a breath, take a step, and keep moving forward. You've got this.
Calling all storytellers, performers, and creatives. The Soundstage is your home for high-quality recording in the heart of Clark County. Whether you're working on a podcast, audiobook, voiceover project, audio series, or audition, we offer a professional, welcoming studio space for actors, artists, and creators. Come record with confidence and mention Careers Unchecked to get $5 off your next session. Learn more about The Soundstage, the Northwest's premier voiceover and recording studio, at thesoundstagenw.com.